hammers it away and then stands in his crease and watches it.
Something of an anticlimax as John Wright pushes forward. Wright plays defensively, end of the over. Basin reserve. John Wright is on 99 facing Alan Border. Swift work in there by Steve Warren. Henry's back.
Well, isn't this tremendous? John Wright, his third Test 100 of the season, 1 run away. And how marvellous that such a nice, such a thoroughly likeable chap in charge of New Zealand cricket should be steering him to this victory. And how marvellous he's got his 100.
Wonderful innings by John Wright. And isn't he delighted?
Well, now we have, I'm afraid, the statutory pitch invasion. While one can only appreciate their sentiments, it just is rather a bore, but they are behaving themselves. They aren't making too much of a nuisance of it. And I think it's, there's John Wright's wagon wheel, all those splendid strokes, and the ones that go to the boundaries have been mostly thundering drives. And of course there's the 1-6 you can see going up to the top corner on the left-hand side by Government House. Government House looking very good today too. Well,
Wright driving in the air, and away it goes again. Alan Border beaten that time, 4 more to Wright. And New Zealand now need just 4 runs to win this game.
Well, Alan Border gave a shake of the head then when he was on his knees, which said just about everything. And Alan Border has done his best, and on this occasion his best just hasn't simply been good enough. The New Zealanders have won. They've won just about all the tricks in this match. I suppose you might say they went a little bit too slowly on the second afternoon and also on the third morning. They got a lead of nearly 100. They obviously thought it was going to be enough, and so it has proved to be. A really marvellous result this for New Zealand. Well, I'm sure it won't take Australian cricket long to recover either.
Wright hammers it down the ground again. No runs this time. Sure John Wright would like to finish with a flourish.
He drives almost everything. He well a bouncer. He'd somehow managed to drive it, I think. But I can't remember many innings that have given me more pleasure to watch than this century by John Wright. Not only from cricketing reasons, also for personal reasons. And it's been absolutely splendid.
Wright charges. He'll get a couple for this. Not the most orthodox of strokes, but effective enough. 2 runs to John Wright. New Zealand now needing 2 to win the game. With Wright on 112.
You would almost see him saying, "Dignity be damned. I'm going to finish this." And he came charging down the wicket. Not, I think, the most beautiful stroke he has played in the match, but still, after all the serious concentration he's had, why shouldn't he allow himself a faintly humorous moment or two?
Here's Campbell. 2 to win. One ball remaining in this over from Greg Campbell. And 2 runs needed by New Zealand. Amazing innings from John Wright. 16 fours and 1 6. 112 not out. Here's Campbell again, bowling to Wright. New Zealand needing 2 to win the game. He'll take a single off the last ball of the over. So the scores are level, and John Wright might still have the thrill of hitting the winning run. It's 177 for 1.
Actually, he's going to be very hard-pressed to avoid hitting the winning run, I think, now he's in strike, unless we get a no ball or a bye or something. Richard Hadley, he looks happy enough. I think he'd rather like to be out there scoring the winning run himself, wouldn't he? But I'm afraid this is one occasion when even Richard will be happy. I say even Richard, anyone would be happy to take a back seat. And Richard's played so much of his cricket with John Wright. I'm sure he'll be quite thrilled for his captain.
Here's Alan Border.
I suppose if they'd wanted to, they could have won it with a leg by there, couldn't they? Because it was a long run.
Yes, that's not really doing it in style. 177 for 1. New Zealand needing 1 run to win this test match. There's John Bracewell, who did so much yesterday to set up this win.
Kenny Rutherford, the owner of one of the world's great cricketing noses. I should know that, so I got another of them.
Border not giving Wright much in this over. Martin Crowe sadly had to miss this game.
Yes, he'll be sad himself. Well, of course, he'll be overjoyed for the side, but he'd have liked to have been out there.
There it is. Wright hits it to the fence, and New Zealand win the test match by 9 wickets over Australia here at the Basin Reserve in Wellington.
Well, we've seen one of the great innings in the history of New Zealand cricket, I reckon. For a captain to go out there and show the way, as John Wright did today, was quite magnificent. And the musical accompaniment, which you will no doubt hear, is fully deserved. We want really a full band, a mass band of the Brigade of Guards to blow him off, so to speak. There he goes. Modest to the last, John Wright. He's done a wonderful job for the game of cricket and for his country here today. John will be quick to acknowledge everyone else's role in what happened. But I think probably it will be for us, therefore, to say that this was John Wright's test match, even allowing for the fact that Richard Hadley took those 5 wickets on the first day.
So certainly a historic day in New Zealand cricket. Another win over Australia in a match which effectively only went for 4 days. And New Zealand have beaten Australia here by 9 wickets. So here is the New Zealand scoreboard in the second innings, remembering that they had to get to 178 to win the match. They started this morning at 4 without loss and lost Trevor Franklin when the total was 53. A good opening stand between Wright and Franklin. And then Jones and Wright, especially John Wright, carried it through to 181, thus a win by 9 wickets. And not much joy for the Australian bowlers today. Only Greg Campbell took a wicket, 1 for 23. Carl Rackerman bowled extremely well without reward, and perhaps a little disappointing from Australia's point of view that the off-spinner Peter Taylor was not able today to bowl particularly well. None for 39, and so it wasn't really a day for the bowlers. So we're just standing by now for the presentations, which will take place very shortly.
That's the trophy. The splendid piece of sculpture. I was just thinking all those people were streaming across the ground. I wonder how many people rang up their boss this morning and said, I'm sick. And, well, they've chosen a good one to do it on, haven't they?
Maybe the boss was sick too. Let's have a look at the winning runs hit by John Wright. The ball was dropped short by Border, and he cracked it through the covers off the back foot and finished on 117 not out, John Wright, as New Zealand went to 181 for 1 and won the match by 9 wickets. I don't know where the ball actually reached the boundary. Probably the spectators got there first.
I saw the umpire done signal 4, so
right.
we haven't got to go back and do it again.
I bet he hasn't got the ball.
It was fielded by a boy in a brown shirt over there on the covers.
Let's have a look at the ball travelling towards the boundary. Didn't quite make it, and there it is. In the pocket it goes.
The brown shirt, in fact, was a sunburnt back.
Yes. Never to be seen again, that ball, I bet. But there's the hero of the moment, John Wright, the New Zealand captain. And I don't think you'd need to be an Einstein to work out the fact that I'm sure John Wright will be named man of the match after that performance. So it's 181 for 1. New Zealand have won the test match here at the Basin Reserve by 9 wickets. And we'll be back after this commercial break.
incredible day's cricket. We all thought New Zealand would probably do it. I personally said by 3 wickets with half an hour or so to go, instead of which it was brilliantly unnerve-wracking. Just Trevor Franklin's wicket went down for 18, and John Wright then went on. He made 117. I've seen John Wright play many innings for New Zealand and also for Derbyshire. I don't think I've ever seen him bat so conclusively, in such control as he did today. It really was a marvellous knock. 17 fours and 1 6. And Jones stayed with him for the last 136 minutes. He finished with 33 not out, taking New Zealand to a marvellous victory by 9 wickets over Australia here at the Basin Reserve. And as the crowd go wild, it's time to join Peter Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great New Zealand heroes,